Good evening and welcome back to the channel. So this video tonight was just going to be made as a little short advert that went in between one of my days out with the camera, just to show you a product that I've been sent. But instead it's turned out just a little bit too long to make it slotted into a video. So instead I'm here just to make it a standalone video about the product. So come along and see what product I've got to review, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I was contacted a few weeks back now by a company called Kentfaith, also known as Kentfaith Concept to a lot of photographers. And they contacted me and asked would I like to collaborate with them with a couple of their products. I had a choice of products that I could choose from with them, and obviously because my channel at the moment is currently based on wildlife photography, I've gone with photography equipment and obviously wildlife equipment as well. So one of the products that I have been sent, let's have a look at it and bring it in on the camera for you. So they've sent me this 4G trail cam that K&F Concepts actually sell. So this trail cam, it tells me that's it. Let's have a look. It's a 4G, so a 4G SIM card can go into it. It says it's a no glow night vision, which is really good. Because you don't want anything to turning on, obviously to get any animals coming up close. When something comes on, it may make them skittish and off they go. And it says it's a 2.7K Ultra HD. Now some of the other pointers about this camera, it's fully rechargeable, which is a good thing. It has a solar panel as part of this system. It's got obviously a PIR motion detection. It's app controlled, so everything will come straight to your app every time that anything triggers on the camera. What I do like about it is the fast rate trigger. It's got a 0.2 trigger time, so 0.2 seconds from something walking within the vicinity of the sensor, bam, you'll be told about it and it'll start recording onto your memory card or to a cloud base. Obviously it's fully waterproof and it's HD high resolution. So I thought I would do a little bit of unpacking with you and setting up and showing you what this camera can do. So let's have a quick look. Okay, so when we first go into it, obviously you've got your lovely instructions. And they have provided, it looks like a bracket for putting on when you put it onto wood or onto a tree. So you've got a, like a U bracket here. So you can pretty much mount it onto a tree by the looks of it there. Obviously without having to using straps and stuff. Okay, that's all we've got here. This looks like the solar panel. So we've got a nice, neat, flush solar panel. So I'm actually looking at that. Now I'm thinking about the bracket. That looks like that's for the solar panel. So the solar panel's got a bracket, so you can bracket that to anywhere. So let me just move that out of the way because we don't need that right now. We've obviously got your normal USB ports for charging. We've got your straps for strapping the camera up onto trees again, or pieces of wood, or wherever you want to put your trail cam. Also, we've got the setup for putting the camera on here, which is there. So let's move them out of the way over there for a minute. Okay, let's have a look at the main product, which is the camera. Let's move them bags out of the way. I do apologise as well. If you hear a lot of rumbling of thunder going on at the moment in this video, just to let you know, it's absolutely chucking it down outside right now. And it's thundering and lightning. So if you do hear that on the mic while I'm talking to you, it's not anything. It's in my room and it's not my belly rumbling. It literally is outside. Okay, as you can see, this is quite a nice, neat size camera. As you can see, it's not much bigger than my hand. It's quite slender. It's got plenty of your UV lights on there, your infrared light, should I say, on there, and your camera, and quite a nice big sensor. Looks like we've also got here an aerial, which I would presume gets attached to here, which is the only port that I can see, so let's put that on. So there you go, that's your aerial to pick up your 4G signals that are going on here. And as you can see, that can be angled, so depending on where you've got that attached to, you can move it around to try and get your best signal. Because obviously some places, depending on where you're going to go and mount this, the signal might be weak. So that's the camera. What else have we got in here? Let's have a look. So we've actually got a SIM card. Now, I use my own SIM cards from a company that I have multiple cards set up with for trail cams. So I will not be using that. But if you're somebody that's never had a SIM card with anybody, then you know, you can have a look at what they offer. To be honest, I've never heard of the company before, but it's everyone's personal choice on the SIM card, I think, for these. What else have we got in here? And looks like we've got a pair of tweezers. Now, I will say, these come in very handy, because I know that you put memory cards in these and SIM cards, and if you're anything like me that's got quite biggish fingers, you can't quite push them in them cards enough just to get that clicking. Then will come in very handy. Right. That's pretty much the box empty. So let's just move that over here for now, out of the way. And we don't need the brackets either, so let's move them as well. Okay, so what I have done prior to doing this unpacking is I have had my, like I say, my own SIM card set up with my provider, and I've already placed that with inside this machine already. So all you have to do is you just open the flaps at the side. If I can get my nails to open it. These are the only fiddly bits. I always have a problem even with my camera trying to get some of these little rubber stoppers open. There we go. We're in there. So on this side, obviously you've got your charging port, and you've also got your on and off switch. And on the other side here, you've got a port at the bottom here. It's got your little SIM card in. And you've also got a port here where you can put a micro SD card in of your choice. Now, for me, I like to go for biggish cards when I come to wildlife cameras, because obviously if you can't get to your camera for a while, you don't want it recording over anything that it may have captured, and obviously run out of memory in the meantime. Okay, so one of the first things you have to do with this, you need to set yourself up with a app on your phone. So it's a dead simple one to do. Just on the instruction card here, you've got a QR code. And what I've pre-done, because obviously I've had to check this before bringing it to you to make sure that it works how it should be working, I have already pre-done what needs to be done. So what I'll do is I'm going to pop up here at the side of me the video of what it is that I did going through the instructions of setting it up actually on my phone. So as you can see, we used the QR code on the paperwork here, which brought up a website which allows you to download for either Apple or Android phones. I chose the Apple because I'm an iPhone user. So you go into the App Store, you download your software, which takes a couple of minutes. It's not very big whatsoever, as you can see. And then obviously we go and open that up, and here's your details for your trial cam. Obviously accept your full accesses for your pictures, everything like that, because if you don't, and your notifications, then you're not going to get told about anything that comes to you, and you're not going to be able to save your footage to your phone. You'll have to faff around going looking for, you know, your information to switch that on. So it's pretty much easy enough to do. So you register, as you can see here, I'm registering mine with my business email address. You agree to the agreements. As you can see, it's as you can see for me, it was a bit of a pain at the time. So I started again. So you put your email address in. For some reason, it wanted me to log in, and I'd not realised that I was hitting the sign in rather than the register. So I went through it all again, as you can see here. So we start putting your email address in there, which I'm going to cover up. Well, I'm not going to cover my business email address up, but I am going to cover my password up for you. Unfortunately, I don't want anyone accessing this because this will be going out to quite a few people. So once you pop your details in, you then will go through to the login section. You will obviously put in your verification, which obviously takes a little bit of twiddling with. Right, now we're in there. You'll go through all your instructions on what every single little bit of the app does, from every point, every menu, and everything for you. So it is simple, you know, to use. And then what you'll do is you'll go into it, and you will then go to add your device. Okay, so you need to accept that. And then as you can see, you will then go to the QR code, which is based just on the back of your camera here. So what you'll do is you will hold your phone camera over the top of this, and it will then scan this, and it will take you to the next stages, which is what I'm going to show you now in the video here. So there you go. You can just hold it over the top. Okay, and in the meantime, again, you just need to make sure that you turn your power on, which is from the right hand side as you look at your camera. You turn that on first, and then once it's set, you will then get a blue light that will appear on the side. At first you get one that's like a bit of a mixture-y, white, red looking one. But once that is completed and you've got the solid blue line, click in the box, and then you'll go to the next stage. As you can see, then it starts looking for your networks. You have to make sure that you've got your SIM card in there, and you've got to make sure that it's registered and already activated, because one thing I forgot to do when I put mine in is I actually forgot to put my SIM card into my mobile phone first and just activate that SIM card. So remember to do that if you are using some SIM cards there. So as you can see, it does a little bit of a countdown. Just to try and find your signal and stuff. So sometimes it can be a bit fiddly, depending on where you live. I had to go and shove my trail cam and put it onto the window ledge somewhere just to grab that initial signal to come in. Right, so when it's completed that, you will then move on to the next step, which will be then connecting your device. So as you can see here, my device asks me for my location, which I've obviously blackened out because I don't want to show you my address. So I named you name your device, and then obviously you confirm that the address showing is actually where you are. And then you'll go to the next step, which is finished. And as you can see, then your wildlife camera is all set up in the App Store. To test it, as you can see here, you tap on the main screen itself, showing the wildcam set up. And as you can see me moving around, just showing you what it would look like in black and white, because it was dark in my room at the time when I was setting it up. But as you can see, you know, I'm there on my phone, and I'm just trying to record just to show you guys what it actually looks like. So yeah, once that's completed, you're all ready pretty much to go. Now, one of the things that I have chosen to do, because my camera is going to be going out in a location, which it is in a potential area where, you know, you could have it stolen. I decided not to put an SD card, or micro SD card, should I say, in the side of my my trial cam. I've opted for the cloud-based storage. So for anything that gets triggered on here, it will then get saved to the cloud. So I've decided to test it on a 12-month cloud base, which then if it does get stolen, my photographs and any footage from there are obviously going to be kept on the cloud. So as you can see here, it says it's $20.49. I think it worked out about £18–19 when it was converted into sterling. So yeah, I opted for that. And yeah, it was simple enough, pretty easy to set up. So what we're going to go and do now is, obviously there's not much wildlife happening in my room here. So I'm going to go and take you to a location, and we're going to set this up somewhere, and we're going to see what footage comes from this. So give me a second and I'll take you there now. So I've come up to my friend Ollie's hide tonight, and he's given me the permission to come and test out this wildlife camera on one of his stumps, which is where he feeds the buzzard. So just behind me here, you can obviously see the stump where Ollie puts the food on for the buzzard. And he's kindly made me this L bracket here, coming off his stump, where we have placed the trail camera just on the top. So what I'll do, let's show you a little bit of what we've done. So as you can see here, we've placed the trail camera here, and we've put it onto the U bracket, which gets screwed into this panel of wood here. Dead easily, you just turn it around like a screwdriver and it locks on into there. And then up on the upper side here, if you can see it, you'll see that we've used another bracket to place the solar panel on the top, and we've angled that obviously for the sun. Unfortunately right now it's just started to chuck it down, but yeah, we're all set up, we're all connected, we've got 4G signal, it's all connected to the mobile phone, which you'll be able to see. Let me see if I can load it up for you while I'm stood here. All being well with this weather, we will. Let's just get it connected up. And as you can see from the footage there's the top of the stump where the buzzard will come down and feed, and it will start to trigger within a couple of seconds of them arriving. And all being well, we'll have some good footage that I'll be able to show you once they start to come down feeding from here. Right, Ollie said he's gone getting some food to put on the top of the stump, and we're going to get that placed on there and see what arrives. And I'll show you a little bit of footage once we get it on the camera. So bear with us. Right now, I'm going to go and try and get out of the rain. So as you can see, we had our first visitor arrive. This was at just gone 20 to 10 on the evening of when we placed the camera out. Now this stump, normally only the buzzard tends to visit it. The tawny owl that we have here, who's a frequent visitor to the hide, it has a stump which is closer to the hide, which is further over the field, where it would normally come in and feed. But I was quite surprised that this was the first bird to come down and trigger the camera. I was very surprised that it actually was the tawny at the time as well. But as you can see here, it's sat having its food that's been placed out for the buzzard. But as you can also see the quality, this was only recorded in the SD option, which is obviously you can use SD or you can use HD. So we went with the SD option. And as you can see on there, you know, you can make out all its features, its feathers. When it turns round to the camera, you get that glow in the tawny owl's eyes. This is just because of the infrared which is coming off the camera. But as you can see from this, just watching this tawny owl now, how, you know, clear that it is, how bright it actually is. You know, there's just nothing at all of any issues with this footage. And I was pretty impressed with it, to be honest. I was quite surprised how clear it is, because I've had cameras in the past where it's been extremely grainy, but this one, just by recording it in the lower quality of SD, has pretty well impressed me, to be honest. You know, you can make everything out on the bird. Its beak, its eyes, its feathers that you can see here, you can make out its claws, everything. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good first night of testing, don't you? So the following morning, it arrived. The buzzard came down. We thought it might take a couple of days, to be honest, because where the stump is, it normally doesn't have any cameras monitoring it whatsoever. So this was a first for the buzzard. But again, pretty surprised that it come down with no problems whatsoever. And you know, it's sitting here at the moment, and it's seems to be sort of eyeing up what it is that's actually next to it. Because at the time when this was put out, it's a little bit windy. We got some strong winds coming, and it's bound to have been moving around a little bit. But nope, as you can see, the buzzard at the moment was not fazed by it. It's just monitoring its area and making sure nothing else comes down and tries to take its food, any other predators in the area. But again, this was recorded in the SD standard recording. And as you can see, you know, you can see from the sky, you can see all the clouds there, you can see all the textures and colours in the trees and the grass, and again the buzzard itself as well. And it was a pretty bright day. As you can see the time, it was 11:12 from the looks of it there, and it's heading towards that sort of midday kind of sun, so as you can imagine it is quite bright. But again, the quality, I cannot grumble at it whatsoever. So the tawny owl come in quite early this evening, and instantly I got that notification so quick from it landing. If you didn't go into your app, the video records for about 20 seconds, and you can set it up that it constantly keeps doing that over and over again until the movement stops within the area. Or you can set it that you've got like a minute or a couple of seconds, or however you want to set it in between trigger times. In my case, I had it on the close one, so it triggered constantly, but I also went onto it instantly, so that I went, as soon as it triggered, went straight onto the app, watched it live, and I hit the record button to make longer videos of what it is that was being seen at the time. And as you can see, you enjoy footage like this with the tawny owl again. So I put this video in because I wanted to sort of let you listen to the quality of the audio that came from this trial cam. As you saw, the buzzard had come down and it was mantering its food because the second one came in, which you can still see in the top of the tree there. But the shouting from it is just perfectly clear. Unfortunately, yes, you have got the wind, which was blowing at the time. Again, we still had strong winds when this footage was captured. But even that second buzzard that's in the tree from that far away, you can still hear the squawk coming through on the trial camera. So I just thought I'd put this bit of footage in just to show you as well. So I've just popped again in this little bit of footage of one of the buzzards that came down, just to show you, even on a bad day when the weather was extremely dark, at the time we were getting thunderstorms and extremely heavy rain on this particular day. And as you can see again from the quality, it is still there. You can still make out all the colours, the features, everything. Even down to where the stump is, you can make out all its textures and colours from that as well. So again, it's just showing you a little bit more of the kind of quality that you're going to get from this trial camera. So again, we moved the trial camera to where it's known for the tawny to come down and feed, and as you can see, it actually come down and fed on one of its stumps nearer to the hide. And again, you can see that there is 2 or 3 stumps here, so you can tell there's some distance and depth away from this camera. But as you can see from the footage, it is still clear, and it just shows you the depth of field and distance that it can still record at and trigger as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring this video to an end now. I hope that the footage that I've provided to you, showing you both day and night time footage that I've captured the Tawny Owl and the Buzzard, and I hope that obviously a full review which I put at the beginning of how to set this camera up and what you can physically do with it has been helpful for anyone that is looking into getting themselves a trial camera to go out and capture their own wildlife out and about at different locations. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to Kentfaith for contacting me and asking me would I would do a review on this product. I can say that it's got a massive thumbs up from me, and I will be using this camera in other locations in the future as well. Kentfaith have also provided me to give to you guys as a customer a 17% discount on anyone who would like to order a wildlife camera just like the one here. And what I'll do is I'll pop it up in the corner of the screen now. So the discount code is Vicky. So if you use the code Vicky at your checkout, you will get 17% discount both on this trial cam and some other products that are on there as well. So thank you, Kentfaith, for arranging that for my viewers. I also want to give out another massive shout out to my friend Ollie. Ollie has a hide which is called Cloud Wildlife Hides, which is based in the Peak District, where you can go along and you can photograph these 2 fantastic birds of prey. They come in on a regular basis, so you know you have got a very, very high chance of capturing these on camera, as well as other woodland birds as well that visit his hides while you sit and wait. So thank you to Ollie at Cloud Wildlife Hides, and again I will pop all the information in the description below. Make sure you go and check out his Instagram and Facebook page and get booked on as well. So all I've got left to say really is thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the review, and I will see you on my next adventures.